Welcome to the deep dive. Today, well, we're taking a bit of a different path. We're setting out to show that sometimes, the biggest insights, the really surprising bits of understanding, they don't always need huge amounts of data. Sometimes they come from the smallest things, even cryptic things. Our mission today. To pull out meaning, look for patterns, and maybe find some unexpected implications from something really, really concise, but totally intriguing. Yeah, our one and only source for this deep dive is this audio snippet, and its title is pretty evocative. UFO intercepted by U.S. helicopters 20 March 2017.mp3. Now, just that title, even before you hear anything, it starts painting a picture, doesn't it? So deep dive here isn't just about, maybe a UFO encounter. It's really about using this tiny piece of data as a kind of case study. It's about honing our skills, our interpretation skills, showing you how significance can pop up even when the info is scarce, when you really have to listen. Unpack every bit. Think of this as your shortcut to getting better at interpretation itself using, well, one of the most mysterious bits of evidence you could imagine. Okay, let's get into it. Let's unpack this. So the source is this digital file, right? An audio file. And the full title again. UFO intercepted by U.S. helicopters. March 2017.mp3. Even before we press play, that title sets a powerful stage. When you hear UFO intercepted, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For me, it's like active, deliberate, not just seeing something float by.
Right. It implies engagement and action taken.
Exactly. An intervention, maybe even high stakes. Then you add U.S. helicopters. That really grounds it, puts it in a specific context, official, military.
It signals a structured response. This isn't just some random object. A known entity is reacting to it.
And the date, March 2017. That makes it feel quite recent, tangible, not some legend from ages ago.
Yeah, current, relevant.
And what about that underscore and the exclamation mark in the file name? It's like a digital gasp almost.
Oh, definitely. It screams urgency, maybe shock. It primes us, like you said, for drama before we hear a single sound. And that's what's so fascinating, right? How much work that title is actually doing. It's a textbook example of priming. That initial bit of information shapes everything that follows. It biases how we process the sounds we're about to hear.
So we're already thinking unknown things, maybe conflict, high tension.
Exactly. Unknown origins, potential confrontation, high stakes, maybe danger. Our brains just, they start filling in the blanks immediately. Give us UFO, intercepted, helicopters, and boom, the narrative engine starts running. We build scenarios.
Right. It sets us up for something extraordinary. It's like the trailer for a thriller, basically.
Precisely. You're already leaning forward, expecting a certain kind of experience.
And then after all that build-up from the title, the actual audio, it delivers something else entirely. It's very distinct, almost poetic, but also really disjointed. The exact words we have are, steel, steel, hello, hello, glory to you, heat, 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 heat up here. It's just like, it's so minimal, so unusual, right?
It really is. And that sparsity forces you to slow right down. Every single word suddenly feels huge.
Absolutely.
When your data set is this tiny, each word carries immense weight. And the silence, the gaps between them, they become just as important for interpretation. So let's try some, let's call it semantic unpacking, pulling apart what these words might mean in this very specific, very charged context.
Okay, where do we start? Steel, steel.
Right, steel, steel. Now, think about that context, an aerial interception. What could steel mean? It could be literal, describing the object.
Yeah.
Maybe it's made of steel, suggesting it's durable, metallic, solid.
Manufactured, definitely. Not something natural.
Yes. And the repetition, steel, steel, what does that do? Like a confirmation. Yep, definitely steel.
Or maybe an alert, like warning, steel.
Could be. Or even just describing its nature strong, unyielding, maybe even the sound it makes, a metallic quality.
Interesting. It sets a tone of something tough, maybe impenetrable.
It does. It implies strength, rigidity, either in the object or maybe even the intent behind it.
I like that idea of it being a warning, too, like brace yourselves. Okay, moving on. Hello, hello. It's such a basic greeting, almost universal for trying to make contact. But here, repeated like that, hello, hello. What does that repetition suggest to you?
Well, that's a good point about steel as a warning. For hello, hello, the repetition is definitely key. It feels more insistent than just a single hello. It's like a probe, maybe, trying harder to get a response.
So is it human trying to talk to the unknown, like trying to de-escalate?
That's one possibility, trying to bridge the gap, understand what's happening. Or, and this is maybe more intriguing, is it the unknown entity trying to hail them?
Oh, okay.
The simplicity of the word hides this huge amount of tension and uncertainty. in the middle of an aerial interception.
Yeah, it's a fundamental attempt to communicate, right?
Right.
Across this massive potential divide.
Exactly. A reach out, even in what sounds like a tense situation,
Yeah.
an opening into the unknown.
Okay, and then we get glory to you. This,
Yeah.
for me, this is where it gets really weird. It's easily the most striking phrase, just glory. It makes you think of what? Reverence, respect, maybe even worship.
Absolutely.
Perhaps. How on earth does that fit into a military interception scenario? It feels completely out of left field.
It really does. Glory to you totally disrupts our expectations. You'd expect, I don't know, commands, tactical chatter, maybe warnings.
Right, standard procedure stuff.
But glory to you, it suggests a whole different layer to what's happening.
Yeah.
Could it be? Could it be a form of surrender, showing respect to a superior force?
Maybe.
Or, and this is pushing it maybe, but could it be something cultural? An emotional declaration from an intelligence that's just fundamentally different.
Like expressing something we don't even have a category for.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Imagine something so advanced, its way of addressing others carries this almost spiritual weight. Maybe it's admiring their courage or just their existence.
Why could it be the human side? Someone just overwhelmed, expressing awe or even terror, like a verbal gasp.
That's also plausible. Overwhelming awe, the formality or the spiritual feel of glory to you. It lifts the whole thing beyond just a physical encounter. It becomes almost existential. It forces us to question everything about intent and emotion in this context.
That's a really powerful way to look at it. It makes you think about the biases in our own language, doesn't it? We hear glory, we think human stuff, victory, worship. But what if it means something completely alien? Something we can't grasp?
Precisely. Our cognitive frameworks might just be getting in the way.
Yeah, it really highlights the limits.
And this whole snippet, short as it is, just forces us to confront those limits. Which brings us to the end. Heat. 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 Heat up here. 6 times. That repetition is intense.
Very intense. So what kind of heat? Literal temperature?
Could be, maybe from propulsion or friction from moving incredibly fast.
Oh.
A lot of UFO reports mention impossible speeds. That would generate heat.
Or maybe sensor readings, like a thermal signature?
Exactly. Infrared picking something up, something getting hotter and hotter, a powerful energy source, maybe increasing.
And repeating it 6 times, that feels like more than just an observation. It feels urgent. Like an alarm.
Yes, like it's escalating rapidly. Or maybe multiple sensors are confirming it. Yes, heat. Definitely heat. Everywhere.
Or could it be metaphorical, like the heat of the situation, tension rising?
Also possible. The heat of battle, maybe.
Right.
Or a weapon charging up.
And the up here part anchors it, right?
That's
It's
right.
spatial. It's happening right there in the air with them.
Clearly. It places the phenomenon. It's immediate. It's present. It's related to their position. It could be a critical report back, a warning, or just observing something getting rapidly more intense and potentially dangerous.
That sensory overload feel from the repetition.
Yeah, it feels immediate. So, okay, we try to piece this all together. We've got the dramatic setup. UFO intercepted, U.S. helicopters, March 2017, and then these fragments. Steel, hello, hello, glory to you. Heat, 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 heat up here. What does this tell us? Not just about this potential encounter, but about communication itself when we have so little context.
Especially communication with something potentially unknown or non-human.
Right. Are these things connected? Is it a conversation? Or just separate observations jumbled together? It's a puzzle, isn't it? Each phrase creates a vivid little picture, but putting them together into one coherent story is, well, almost impossible to do definitively. And we zoom out, look at the bigger picture. This whole exercise, even with this tiny source, it tells us so much about how we process information. A key thing here is that pre-context idea we talked about, how that title framed everything.
Right, the priming effect.
Exactly. So when you encounter new information yourself, maybe pause and think, what's the frame? What assumptions am I bringing before I even start?
That's a really useful takeaway.
And the glory to you part, it's a reminder that truly alien communication, or even just communication from very unfamiliar human contexts, might just break all our rules.
Our rules of language, emotion.
Everything. So when you face the unknown, question your basic assumptions. What if hello isn't friendly? What if glory means danger? It pushes us into real critical thinking, questioning intent, reality itself.
Yeah, it challenges us to get past our mental shortcuts. We always try to fit things into patterns we know, but maybe the insight comes when you realize the pattern just doesn't fit.
That's it. It's about learning to tolerate ambiguity, maybe even embrace it.
And realizing that sometimes the problem isn't missing info, it's that your whole way of understanding needs a shift.
Spot on. This deep dive really shows how just a few words wrapped in mystery can spark huge curiosity and push our interpretive limits. It tells us that understanding isn't always about finding the one right answer. Sometimes it's about seeing all the possibilities and knowing what we don't know.
Being comfortable with the unknown.
Even excited by it. That's where discovery happens. So when you get fragmented info, could be anything, a confusing email, a weird news story, remember this. Don't jump to conclusions. Explore the words, check the context, challenge your biases. That's how you get properly informed, even with scraps of data.
So that brings our journey through this one very potent audio snippet to a close. It's quite a stark reminder, isn't it? How focusing intensely on every word, every hint of context, can turn a tiny soundbite into this huge space for thinking and analysis. It's about listening deeper, looking closer at the information all around us.
And it leaves us with a really important question for you, the listener. Something to chew on. If these words do represent some kind of communication, what human biases are we inevitably projecting onto them? How might our own understanding of language, of emotion, even logic, actually stop us from grasping a completely different intent? Maybe something truly alien. What if the message wasn't even meant for us?
That is a fascinating thought, one that goes way beyond this single click. Thank you for joining us on this unique deep dive into the art of interpretation. We really hope you'll keep exploring the depths of information yourself, no matter how sparse or how utterly strange it might seem.